Hello there, and welcome to Purple Figs, our ekphrastic poetry workshop here in the Cotuit Center for the Arts Gallery. My name is Jason Millen, and I am joined by my co-host,
Kim Baker. I'm the Director of Operations, and this is our award-winning gallery. And oh my goodness, if you could see what we're looking at right now in terms of art, you would understand why.
It's a really incredible collection. We're standing in front of just the smallest portion of it. What's the title of this exhibit, Kim? What are we looking at?
This is Undaunted by Edith Vonnegut, and this is hung salon style, which means that it is just a feast of color and shape. And our wonderful curator, Michelle Law, did an incredible job, as always. We say it every time. We think she can't hang a better show next time, and then she does. And so you really get a sense of really being enveloped by art when you're here. Please come down and see it.
Yeah, we were just saying earlier, when you're in this exhibit, it feels like you are interrupting a conversation between the paintings themselves, the way they're hung, the style, the sort of grandiosity, and yet the domesticity, familiarity in so many of them. They're mythic, they're personal, they're everything in between. It's really incredible. But I think, Kim, one piece in particular inspired you, as we do on all of our episodes of Purple Figs, to write a poem based on one of these paintings and taking inspiration from it. I believe she's with us now.
There she is in all her glory. This is Marlowe. This is an oil on linen mounted on panel that Edie has put into a wonderful display of other similar kinds of portraits. And I'll talk more about this after, but this really got me for a number of reasons and had to write about it.
Well, to my mind, those reasons are clear from the poem itself. So I will step away for a moment and let you present your poem for Marlowe.
So this poem is called Resistance, and it's inspired by Marlowe, painted by Edith Vonnegut. This rendering is more than Mona Lisa and her mystique. Mona knows only that she must sit, must stare, bare her domestic soul discreetly with no thought to the intent and intensity she possesses. But Marlowe inhabits that renaissance, and more than rebirth, she invokes resistance to norms, speaks not only with her eyes, but her sturdiness of purpose, of gender, of the world's need for nature and acceptance. She needs no rainbow to show she is, and she embraces every being. She is entirely content to dwell with butterflies transposed into flowers. She may be haunted by each grief and outdated belief, but she is undaunted in her purpose and profound gaze. Marlowe summons us to believe that beauty and intelligence are how we perceive them, and to inhabit them without apology or fear. Perhaps that is sadness, but isn't it better to lament than taunt us all for centuries with a secret smile that condescends to them?
Wow, I love the piece. I love how you made this portrait just come alive. You obviously looked at this and saw echoes of the Mona Lisa. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I didn't actually see that at first, but the more you live with everything that's around here, and even on the other side of the gallery, it's so exquisite to be living in a world that is this beautiful mashup of Renaissance and modern, and that is the whole point. And if you come down and read some of Edie's own words about this, you'll know that. And so just the beauty and strength of this, and yet so many of these paintings, including Marlowe, have this face that changes every time I look at it. One day there's a sadness, another day there is a strength, another day there is some other little bit of smile, no smile at all. And oh my goodness, now I look at every one of them, and there's this sort of one intent that you think perhaps the artist has, But then you look at the rest and you say, there's so much in here to fall in love with and to fall into and to see.
That line at the end, perhaps it is a sadness, but isn't it better to lament than taunt us for all centuries with a secret smile that condescends to them? That to me is you pulling the Renaissance into the modern to say, oh, we're so mystified by that Mona Lisa smile. What does that mean? What is she trying to convey to us? And now confronted not just by this piece, like you said, but many of them, but she does it so wonderfully with Marlowe here. My sense is this sadness of, oh, this is the world that we're in. And there's such an environmental theme in so much of Edith's work.
Yes.
That, like,
Wonderful.
again, the pieces are in conversation with each other, so that by the time you come to here, that's like she's holding just, a flower with a butterfly, or even a piece of grass with a butterfly at the end, and sort of said, is this all that's left? That's my takeaway. And better to be direct about that. In her gaze, in that power.
Yes.
I just find it so arresting. And it's not that I'm holding back something, it's that she's saying something to me as I come to her.
Well, and there's something, I'll be really honest, there was something very painful in this for me because it reached into a place in my childhood, which unfortunately I was abused as a child, and not more needs to be said about that. This painting was very healing for me, and I want to thank Edie for that, because there is so much understanding in this space, so much intelligence. The sadness is not oppressive and overwhelming, but it is, even in this world where things are difficult, there is a presence of this person, and she understands. And you will see that in all of Edie's work, that there is a strength in the women, and that I'm sure there was in the Mona Lisa, and that sort of talking about the secret smile. That's what culture has done to that painting. There's just so many interpretations, and we don't know, but it kind of brings down that what Mona Lisa really was, which was this incredibly graceful and very powerful woman in her own right. And Edie is showing you that in all of her work. And that's why it really spoke so much to me.
I mean, right at the third stanza, she may be haunted by each grief and outdated belief, but she is undaunted in her purpose and profound gaze. I mean, I love that internal rhyme of haunted and undaunted. It's like demonstrates sort of the richness of the piece itself, having this internal power and grief and belief, purpose, profound. Like, it just fits with itself, the entire piece. I love feeling that. You chose those words very carefully to sort of say, oh, there's power here. There is meaning layered on top of meaning. I mean, we've already sort of done that. We've told the story of the Mona Lisa at this point, right? And you're right, it probably had a different meaning then, but over the centuries, this staleness of culture tends to calcify around all the great works. But here with Marlowe, we don't have that problem. We can have a conversation personal like you had with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marlowe. Thank you, Edie. It was an incredible piece to spend time with, and that's the whole point of doing this kind of work, is to find something that speaks to you and then really fall into it. Look at it at different times. You're not just describing the shapes and the colors, but you're sort of living with the emotion, and you're hoping always, I say this every time, that you're honoring the artist and the intent, and also bringing your own experience and staying in conversation with the artist and with this incredible painting.
Well, Undaunted, it's a fabulous exhibit. Please come find your inspiration. Please check out our other exhibit upstairs, done in collaboration with the Rocky Neck Art Colony, an incredible exhibit in its own right. You can come check out. The gallery is always free and open to the public throughout the week. So we hope to see you here. Kim, do you have anything else you want to share?
Just come on down. It's just a beautiful place to be, and we welcome you, and we'll be happy to give you a tour of this work and be in conversation with you about it as well.
You heard it here, folks. Thanks for coming to Purple Figs. We hope to see you here in the gallery soon. Bye now.